Hello and welcome to the second episode of Hero Wars Information. Today, kind of the big topic that we're going to be going over is where we're going to be spending and where you should be spending your emeralds. So that's going to be discussed a little bit later in the episode. I'm going to be going through my dailies first. Thanks for everyone who liked and commented on the last video. I heard a few comments saying that a little bit shorter content that was more focused would be easier to digest. I hear that. I think what I'm going to continue to do is a little bit longer content. One of the reasons I started this channel is I wanted to make sure that the people who wanted to see plenty of content were able to see that. But I also will be doing shorter content, so there is going to be a mix of both. Um, so we do have a new event that just got started, the Guardians of Outland. That one is offering skin stones. It's a pretty solid event overall, and but it does require quite a bit of energy to finish the task. So I am going to go ahead and be using a lot of the mail that I have in the group gifts right here. Let's go ahead and get a significant amount of energy. That's 3740. That will be good enough for right now. Gonna raid the three heroic missions, so I can get that. And we've been working on Aiden. So let's go ahead and I think Lamort's cards is always going to be needed. You can never get enough of some of these items. Lamort's cards is one of them. I'll probably just do a massive raid. I still need more after that. Okay. Go into the airship. Get those quick missions done. Start the longer missions. Alright. Julius is the hero that I've been trying to level up. Go ahead, do a small upgrade there. Just to get the point. Looks like I'm 8 after waking up. The Grand Arena. Let's see who number 1 is. Yep. It's our good old friend. This is the second time. I basically, especially since I don't know this guy's team, I only have a like I don't know, a third of a chance of guessing the teams right. Second time in a row that I have. That doesn't happen very often. But glad I was able to get first. Hope everyone that's listening is having a good day. Is able to get the most out of these events. We've been seeing a lot more events um, in the past month, especially this upcoming month. Like 3 events happening at the same time. That's pretty rare. Like even 2 is pretty good, but whenever there's 3, there's a lot of opportunity for double dipping, potentially even triple dipping. Alright. This is one of those items for the throwing knives that I usually spend some emeralds on if I haven't gotten them. Mortis cards, definitely want to get those. I'm not a huge fan of actually, and we'll get into what I do spend emeralds on later, but I'm not a huge fan of spending emeralds on the tower. I only do it for specific items, as I mentioned earlier. Honestly, I don't like spending emeralds on items at all. I think that's kind of one of the easiest things to get. It does save time, but I think to being strategic, the focus shouldn't be on what is like the easiest items. The focus should be on what items are going to help me that I can't get often or are harder to get, which or definitely different things than items, in my opinion. So I very rarely will you see me like spend a significant amount of emeralds just trying to get items or something like that. All of these battles. This has been a relatively easy one based off of Cosmic Battle, based off of who has been banned. Seeing a lot of this team. This is the team that I'm kind of trying to build with Aiden, which is why I need Aiden. But um, Aurora does a good job of countering that. I think I think Aurora is very underrated. Being able to have that dodge artifact go across your entire team, and if they have like pretty much any physical, it's really good. All right, that's 4 wins in a row. I mean, I'm already past the point where I get the max reward. This is just so I can get additional coins. All right, so now I am coming in front of Isaac. Isaac can slow me down quite a bit. I'm going to put Sebastian in there. I can now change Chorus. We'll go ahead change that to Axel, and let's see how it goes. There it is. 5 wins in a row. All right. Collect all this stuff. Do some of the dailies. Gotta level up a hero. Their skills. Gotta do a few potions. Enchantment runes. I mentioned I think I'm still have quite a bit of work to do on Orion here. And I do have I grabbed a ton of greater enchantment runes from the event, but I'm saving those until we have a hero tournament of power. Might as well just try to get something free while leveling these guys. Okay, I think skins. I need to level up one skin. Do I have enough? Nope, pretty low there. We'll just keep on going with Ishmael. Dorian is the hero of the month. Dorian, after Aiden, is actually going to be the next hero that I'm going to try to level up to. There's just a lot of combos I have that would be good with Dorian. And luckily, he doesn't need a ton of investment. Um, but I do want to make him a little bit stronger, a little bit less squishy. Cool, cool, cool. All right. All right. Airship done. Yep. Let's go ahead and collect those missions. Start the new ones. All right. Now it's Friday, and what that means is that City of Asgard is now open. So let's take a look. Oh man, we already got to 160. Usually our team, they wait a little bit so that people can get their damage. If they can't get 10 million on 160. What happened here? Yikes. Looks like we had someone who just used their full Osh team at the very beginning. This person, 70 million. Well, I hope everyone could get it because it's 160 now. All right, let's just go ahead and use our full Osh team. Um, Now, normally for I think a lot of people they use the Nebula, Sebastian, Jew, Martha, and Isaac. I did a variation, and I've seen a few people use a variation of Laura Croft, and we're going to put Albus in here. Okay, this looks correct. Luckily, I've already done all of the activity to get all the buffs and stuff. So we're just gonna auto it and see how it goes. I'm hoping somewhere. I mean, if I can get like um, 300 million, that'd be great. But it's a little bit random. 130, 200. And this one doesn't seem to be too bad with 45 seconds left. This is one of the most important teams to level, in my opinion. The Osh team. There's so many heroes that are you're just going to use for so much other things. So 280, 283. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. I'll definitely take that. We want our guild to be able to kill Osh quite a few times. I think I personally like Lara. I've got better results with Lara than Ju. So I'll probably continue to use that one. Uh, let's try a variation of this. Oliver, and we'll do Biscuit here. I'm just gonna skip battle. Let's see what we get. 4 million. Yeah. None of these are really these other teams are really optimized for it, so it's not shocking that it's a pretty low value there. And let's go with, I don't know, let's go with just like Amira. No, 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 no. What am I doing? Let's go with Dorian. Oliver, Axel. Okay, let's see how this does. Not very good. I don't think it mattered. Yeah, none of these teams are pretty optimized for this, so we'll just throw them out there. 3 million there. I already got the more than the damage I needed. And unfortunately, I don't have the teams to compete for like the get the highest rankings, but pretty solid nonetheless. Let's check the Astral Seer. Nothing good today. Altar of the Elements. No totem. Gonna be working on Iari for quite a bit. As always, get the 180 there and do the raid. I do try to be as efficient as possible while being as fast as possible, right? Like technically I could do these in manual to try to get higher on the attacks, defenses, that type of thing. Oh, beat two water lords today. That's a first. I've only ever beaten one at the same time, so very nice. But I know it's not going to affect my ranking very much, just because I don't consistently beat the Water Lords, so it's not that big of a deal to me right now. If I can eventually start to get good prizes, maybe I do look into that. 300 there, and yes. All right, we actually do have an Adventure 13 we could do. Magic damage. Nice. Decreases pure damage. So I think the main topic that I was trying to get into today is where people should be spending their emeralds. I think I've heard a lot of people who spend emeralds in a lot of different places, and the main focus and one of the reasons that I created this channel, I want people to be efficient with their resources, right? Hero Wars is a resource management game, meaning that if you are spending resources where you shouldn't be or even when you shouldn't be, both of those are going to be big negatives for you. Because you're just not going to be able to get as much stuff and you won't be able to keep up as the next person. And this doesn't matter if you're a free to play or a pay to win. Either way, like you have to be smart with your resources. Otherwise, you're just not going to be as efficient as you possibly can in this game. So there's a couple of different areas that I look for whenever I'm spending emeralds. Um, my number one is, especially if you're newer to the game, I want to try to get as my totem strength up as soon as possible, and it costs a lot. Like it costs emeralds, it costs the gold coins, but that is going to be an area that is going to be very slow if there's not investment. Like very slow if there's not investment. So uh, if you do the math, you and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about in just a bit here. But if you do the math, there is going to be a lot of lower levels that you can move through on the totems for very cheap. Now, I would only do this for the light and dark because the emerald per Clash of Worlds trophy is actually significantly better than at later levels, meaning that you're going to be spending basically an example of 200 Clash of Worlds trophies or 700 emeralds. And then later on, it's going to be 800 Clash of Worlds trophies to level up once compared to like 7,000, right? So keep those Clash of Worlds trophies until the later levels. That way, you're getting the most efficient method possible. And again, that's only if you are focused on trying to move up in specific totems. I think the light and dark are going to be pretty essential and are already starting to get pretty essential for kind of optimal teams. So that's going to be the way of the future. So I want to get there as soon as possible. So I have put a lot of investment into those totems and into those teams, and will continue to do so. So I think that's a really good place where you can just invest emeralds. And if you do the math on the others, don't use emeralds until you hit the gold trophies. But I think it's gonna take. I did the math a little bit ago, like 5 years or something like that, to be able to max. And that's assuming you win every single day in every single guild war and gold league to max one totem, right? So you can see here, like I have 985 gold gold league trophies. This costs 907. I'll probably do an upgrade here soon, but I put a lot of emeralds into doing this too. Um, like the level probably 80, where it starts in gold, to now I have used full emeralds. And this is just a way for me to skip a lot of the time that it would take to level this up. And a fire is my second team, so it is pretty important to me. But you can see here, I'm almost maxed out on totems. I have one in my inventory, and then that would mean I'd need three more. So one of the reasons that I'm so focused on totems is once you hit all your totems, if you happen to get another, it's 200,000 emeralds, which is going to be very significantly better in terms of emerald spend than if you were going to buy emeralds. So if I can get that relatively quick with different events, different stuff like that, then I will be able to kind of stop buying emeralds in the way that people normally do, and then just do the emerald exchanges for a much better efficiency. That's only if you spend. If you're not spending, like you're probably not going to be focused on the totem level. But I consider this one of the best places to spend emeralds. Another great place to spend emeralds is the Altar of the Elements. Um, you do get totems after a certain amount of time. If you're not aware, there is a resource called Hero Wars Assistant that should be very legal, that will actually show you how many emeralds you have until your next totem. So this is a great way to say, okay, this is how many emeralds I've spent, how many more I will need to spend before I am guaranteed a totem. So that would be my second method. Um, of spending emeralds. Really, my third and final is, and this is only whenever Ascension to Asgard comes around, is these spends. I don't really like spending them, but I Eternal Seeds are one of the things that takes forever as well to get a lot of. And maybe you're okay spending that time. I'm trying to upgrade my Great Tree of Wisdom, as fast as possible. Once you're done with Eternal Seeds, unfortunately, they're pretty worthless. But it requires so many that I try to utilize those so that I can have a whole subset of heroes get stronger at the same time. And just as a little tip, this is a great way to increase your hero tournament of power. If you increase this, this is increasing the stats of all of a certain subset of heroes. So it's really good to be able to do that. I will occasionally be spending emeralds and outlands, depending on the quests. I will occasionally spend a few emeralds in the artifact chest. But for the most part, those are the three places where I am going to be spending my emeralds. If you do have questions about, like, hey, like these events are coming up, where should I be spending? Um, Let me know. Happy to answer those. I also, I'm really not gonna, besides the regular spend on energy that I do on a daily basis, I'm not gonna be spending emeralds really on um, until there's good events. I'm a little bit tempted today. We have three different events: Path of the Warrior, Guardians of Outland, and Legacy of the Great Ones that all have a emerald spend. And we have Emerald Waterfalls, so it's not a bad day to do that if we're going to. So, looks like I haven't spent the full amount there. Let's go ahead and get a few more Memorials cards for Aiden. Cool. If This is also a good time if you are going to buy Champion Season or Silver Season, this is a good time to do it right now. You got like a basically a great event, Legacy of the Great Ones, and I think Path of the Warrior also has a VIP event. So this is the last day to really be able to do that. I've decided to skip this ticket. I did spend a little bit on the last event to get that absolute totem, and those rewards actually had a gift of Dominion in there and an orange equipment chest and a red equipment chest, but then there was an island that gave like 12 of these. So it's become much more devalued just for me personally. All right. Next up, let's go ahead and we actually are going to use some more bottles of energy here. Let's say if we can get 3,000 in the next day, that'd be about 8,000. So maybe 20 bottles of energy right now. And again, just getting Lemor's cards. You know what? I'm just going to do this again. There we go. All right. I think with that, I can upgrade. And if I'm not mistaken, nope, I am mistaken. I need a few more alchemist set for this. And then I can start to work on the red items since I have a legendary gift of Dominion. If you weren't here for last episode, I don't equip any of the items until the hero tournament of power. It's not like I'm going to be using this hero right now anyway. So it's just much better to be able to do that at a later time. And let's go ahead and upgrade that thing by 1. That should have the sparks of power. Great. Okay. Still in first place. Good deal. That is just the shop. Really quickly, let's also talk about best buys on the Cosmic Battle. For me, this is very straightforward. Absolute Artifact Chest. This is one of the only events that allow you to buy absolute artifact chests, and you need just so many to upgrade a hero to max. So my every single time as a experienced account, I'm going to be going into absolute artifact chests. I understand if you're a newer account, you might look for some of the items. That's absolutely okay. Those are probably going to be more valuable for you. Even sometimes if you're really behind on Ascension stuff, I can understand why people buy those. It's not the best value in terms of emerald spend. It's still not a terrible value, but it's not the best. But absolute artifact chests, if you a little bit more experienced account, this is absolutely where I'd go. All right, I think that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, anything specific you want to see or have me talk about, and we'll go ahead and do that. Thanks so much.